Hi everyone, we're going to be looking today through Seasons by Hanna Karlzon. Now this book won't even close because there's so many bookmarks in it. I've done quite a lot in this book. It's probably the one I've done most in. You can see how it's open. So let's get on and start looking. Oops, I can't get it open though. So here is the very first picture, which I'm pretty sure I did when I did my flip through of the book when I first had it, and I wanted something quite small and simple, so I did this sort of thing. I don't know if this is anywhere else in the book or if it's a unique picture, but I was trying to do silver and gemstony colours and I was quite pleased with it. Looking at it now, it could be improved, but you know, we always do that when we look back. And then there is also this small bug here. I see it says Seasons postcards. I've got those. Lucky, aren't I? We have this little bug. He's got glittery wings and lots of bright colours, which is fun. And this page, it was really daunting, this page, so I broke it down into manageable bits, as I often do with the daunting page. So we have a dark background. I think that's an indigo, or it looks black, but I don't know if it is. And then keeping all the flowers the same, all the toadstools the same, and things like that, just made it a lot simpler for me. And once I've broken it down, I got it done, and yeah, and I'm pleased with it, so that's good. And we've kept quite a lot of white here, and I felt that just worked. There's a bit of glitter pen on the star as well. Right, we have two bits here, very different, certainly not supposed to be matching. So this one, we have our two bottles. I thought it was quite a simple design, so it attracted me. I didn't know what these drips were meant to be, so I just did them in a sort of bronzy metallic pen. I think it's the same colour as the dots that I did as well. But the background is done with green and a bit of orange, just sort of trying mix in the colours that are in the picture. There's that. Maybe I would have done these flowers a bit more orangey if I was to do it again. Now she's quite interesting. I like her hair. I remember I whited out the black as best I could. You can still see some of it, but it's not such harsh lines as was drawn there by Hanna, and then put in lots of different stripes of different colour browns. Her skin is again quite pale, but it's getting there. My confidence is slowly building, and I just kept some pinks, some delicate pinks and purples, and this blue background is actually a pencil. It's not that neat, but it's okay. I'm trying to work out what pencils I used. I think that could be Karlzon's, because those purples look like Castle Arts purples to me. I don't know. Now I remember doing this one. I'm pretty sure I used Staedtler pencils for this. Look at those browns. But that green doesn't look like Staedtler. I don't know. Anyway, but I didn't do a background. I don't think it's always necessary, and for this one I just felt that it jumped off the white page really well, and I didn't want to do anything that would make it sort of dull back, if you know what I mean. There is a gold pencil on that key as well, which is fun. Now this one, this was a buddy colour I remember doing. Bottles being a bit of a challenge, had the option of either doing them see-through so you could see the background through them, but then I drew in this sort of ground behind this sort of what felt like they were sitting on the ground, so I drew in some mud, and so then I would have had to have drawn that through, and I decided that was too difficult, so I thought I'd do coloured glass instead. You know, you should see the colour on top of the snowdrops really, but it is what it is, and I'm actually quite pleased with it, despite me sounding a bit sort of not sure, but there we go. There are our bottles, and they're sparkly silver stars in the background. Now this bird, I'm not sure what he's coloured with, what set of pencils. They look quite hard from what I can tell, but I wasn't sure what to do with the background, so I did this sort of brownish pastel, which I think works. But inside this circle I did lots of dots of metallic pen. I don't know whether you can see them, but I'm not sure whether that was a good idea or not. I think maybe I should have just done the red like I did for these or something. I don't know. Anyway, that was that bit of a... It's, you know, backgrounds are an interesting idea and take a lot of experimentation, I think. So this page, each of these was done as a video as part of a series of spring pictures. Excuse me. So you can find those on my channel if you want to have a go. Interesting, I did the egg and the water droplets in the same colour. I'm pretty sure they're done with polychromos from the looks of it. So yeah, I had fun with that Easter egg. It's good. And then this one I was really pleased with as well. So wanted them to look very regal, using gold and purple and red always works very well together, but try to, with the background, I kept some of that goldish but put in the flower colour around. There's not much background there, don't know why. Anyway, but that was, I think it's worked really well. I rather like it. This one is quite the contrast, very pale. This bit is done with pastel pencils, I think, but this bit isn't. I don't know why I decided to do that. And there's a really faint peachy pastel colour in the background. I don't know if you can see it, whereas the bottle is coloured in grey. Yeah, not sure why that is bright blue. And we've got some black, which works, but this, I think pastel blues might have been better. Who knows why I did that? But who knows? Got quite a chunk of uncoloured pages there. But this one again was done as a series. This is our summer selection of pictures. You can find each of these as a video. We've got gemstones, which was a bit tricky, a perfume bottle. We've got a gold bug. Sorry, it's not in this middle. So lots of different elements, and the sort of rainbow feather, which is, well, not quite rainbow, it's just purple to pink. Now this one again is done, I think, using pastel pencils, but we've got this very blue soft pastel background, and again I've hardly got any in the middle and then got darker to the edge because I didn't want to go over the top of the flowers, but it also helps that your eye to be drawn to the flower rather than the background. Not sure how well, I think this might be a bit too dark on the corners, but yeah. We've got little silver dots as well, and it's quite difficult to get a good shading effect with pastel pencils. I need to refine that. I haven't used them for a while. I need to get them back out, I think. Now this was an interesting one. We've got quite a few fingerprints on it. The background is a Sennelier iridescent pastel, but you can see it doesn't really shine. In fact, the bit in the middle, which is pencil, shines more. So I'm still getting to grips with that. I'm not sure what pencils I used. It's quite an interesting colour, that reddish colour. I don't know what that is or from what set. But anyway, that is a bit of an experiment. You can see all my fingerprints at the top here. You have to be so careful with pastels, you end up with a mess. You can, if you make a fingerprint, erase it and try again. But I think I'd got to the point where I'd put down such a thick layer, I wasn't sure whether that would actually work. No, anyway. Right, this is our autumnal page. Again, there's a video for each of these. So if you want to have a go, or just see how I did them, you can have a look and sort of follow along with those. And here is another autumnal, because this is seasons, we're moving through the seasons. I really enjoyed doing this one. I'm pretty sure it's done with Staedtler pencils. I liked this sort of little area where I could do a nice sort of sunset background in a really small area. Enjoyed doing these leaves with the sort of autumnal feel, and then the yellow just finishes it off, makes it really warm. It's a bit patchy, but I don't mind. I rather like that one. Oh, we're on to Halloween, which I'm trying to think if I did one as a tutorial, but I'm not sure. So I did her hat in green, which is quite unusual. Often witches' hats are black, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. Enjoyed doing her hair. Again, I whited out the black and put different coloured strands in. Her face was a bit easier because it was smaller, which good. Didn't do a background. Didn't think I needed to. Wasn't, yeah, didn't want to. The pumpkins are a bit bright, I think. Anyway, there we go. Then again we have one that's a video. These I did last winter, and so we've got a winter one for each, poinsettias and different things like that, crystals and candle. So there's a video for each of those if you want to see how I did them. This one I did this Christmas. Let's put that down so you can see it. We have a all the cotton I decided to do the same colour because I wanted to do the sort of gold, red, green sort of Christmassy type colours. So that's what I did with that one. And the background, I just wanted to keep it warm and not too overpowering. So that's a soft pastel with the sort of gold. This lady I did rather quite a while ago, and she, I really like her hair. I don't know why I didn't go right to the edge. Bit strange, isn't it? Obviously. I wonder whether this page was there. I think this page was there. So I don't know what she's coloured with, but in fact the background is done with a pencil. I think that's polychromos. These look like the sky blue and cobalt blues and things. So there is her. Again, I was still practicing the faces, but it's coming along. And then this last page is done with watercolour pencils. It's, I think, yep, I can see there where I haven't wetted it all properly. So doing gold with watercolour was quite interesting because I still wanted to leave some white, so I had to not wet a bit of it. That was a bit of a challenge, but that was interesting. I didn't wet the tree because it was too fine, so I left that, and a bit of soft pastel in the background. So that is that one. So that is our seasons book. So there we go. So thank you so much for watching, hoping that you have a really super day and happy colouring.